Hot Sparta contender, Tower Lane, we've got Paul Thibodeau. Dart versus Dart. Mopar Madness here today, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Anger from London, Ontario, in the Molson Export Dodge. A safety inspector by day. 273 versus 383. 383 on the power side. 273 is holding on and meeting him halfway. And the win surely goes to Doug Anger out of London, Ontario with his 273, 73.07 miles per hour in the quarter. Will Strictly from Elwood, Tower Lane, Dark VP against the Monte Carlo, Mike Heidecke of Brampton, Ontario. The win goes to the Tower side of Will Strictly, 103.76 miles per hour, 12 seconds, .73 ET. And they're out. Good clean race in action, 7:25. Joe Sapiano out of Bolton on the Tower side. 1980 Fairmont. And the win goes to Joe with 04 with an ET of 12.90. And the heavy Chevy steps up to the line. And an El Camino that belongs to Brian Bailey out of Tillsonburg, Ontario. 1980 Chev El Camino is off. The heavy Chevy Don Tipping steps right behind him from Mississauga and 626 was the ET on the Molson Export side, and 551 for Brian Bailey out of Tillsonburg. And the win goes to Brian, 76 miles per hour flat, 15.477. And a grocery clerk now steps up to the Molson Export lane. Brian Askett, driving a Z28, 433 cubic inches of solid Chevy underneath that hood. His opponent is Jerry Martin from St. Thomas in the Chevy 2 wagon, the 1966 with a 283, and they're out. 525 on the Molson Export side, 6 flat. And at the other end, 111 miles, .40 seconds, and 12.517 ET. Don Gander from Blenheim. Foul from the red on the left. Their 70 Chevelle will automatically take the win. .97 miles per hour, 13.599. Roselle Sheet Metal sponsor, Bill's Garage. Jack Bear from Paris, Ontario in his 1972 Chevelle. 12-second tail endeavor versus Jack Cleaves T-Bird. Jack's from Paris, Ontario, and off he goes. Chevy's pulling up beside him, folks. Halfway down at 70 and 86. 74.58 miles per hour. 85.6 on the Molson towers. Molson export lane. Arctic Racing Enterprises and Goodwin Real Estate. James Goodwin versus Doug Box from London and Chevy Malibu. Win goes to Doug Box, 99.87, 12.84 ET. There's plenty of action still to come, folks. We've got Super Pro, Sportsman, and Bike action still coming at you. Take advantage while you can if you like to get some food from the concession stands, programs, souvenirs. Take a walk around, check out the drivers and their cars. It's all happening all day. Scott Liverance from Brantford, in the tough decision. Make that Gary Brown out of St. Thomas, Ontario in a 79 Chev Monte Carlo. Tough decision. Debbie Brooks in the Molson export lane. Hopping and bopping all the way down the track, ladies and gentlemen. Molson export lane, win goes to Debbie Brooks from London, Ontario, 90.52, 14.68 ET. Tower lane was 64.29. And they're off. Green light action. 6-0-0. Brian Kelmer in a 69 Chevy Impala. The Duster fouls, giving the win to 80.45 miles per hour to Brian Kelmer. '82 Dodge Charger, Gord Albias from Springfield, Ontario, against the tower lane of Vicky McIntyre, 78 Malibu, and there she goes. And he's gone too. Green light action once more. Good react times out of both. Tower lane was 598, export lane 574, and the win goes to Gord Alblas, out of Springfield, 105.38 against 74.60. Park Racing, Dave Park from Woodstock and 79 Malibu against Don Majors, Mercury Montego, 1969 with a 428. And he's off with the front end off the ground. Down the end on the tower lane, 94.03 miles per hour, 13.78. Duster versus Torino. Dave Wheeler. Torino dead on the line. Oh, she's back to life again. Up she goes. William Real out of Stratford making that Torino work. Duster goes through at 81.02, 14.43. 192. Plymouth Caravel owned by Simon Gianci out of Wellesley. Molson Export Lane. Tower Lane with Edward Strictly. Side by side as they go 84 and 83 at the 8th. Win goes to the Tower Lane with Edward Strictly out of Listowel. 99-7-1, 105-87, Molson Export Lane. Now, Gary Card from Elmer, Ontario in his Mustang 2. Against Paul Sapiano in a Molson 1985 Mustang in the Tower Lane. Through the end in the Tower Lane, the automatic win, 92.36 miles per hour. Paul Sapiano. Now a special edition, 25 anniversary T-Bird at the line in the Tower side. Rob Marsh's 68 Ford LTD takes off to a spin and away goes the T-Bird. Foul on the Molson Export Lane. 85.84 for John Murray, automatic win. '69 Camaro owned by Trevor Neville of Elmer, Ontario. His competitor is John Price of Iona Station in a 1972 Plymouth Duster. Staging's ready, the lights are green. 584 and 616 react time. Side by side through the middle of the way of the track. And through the Tower Lane, we've got John Price winning from Iona Station at 100.05, 13.30. Molson Export Lane, Darren Devine, red lights with his 1980 hot pink Monster. It's Lula, 1979 Malibu will take the automatic win. .04 for miles per hour. And the Sunoco Ultra 94 car, I'm sure, has just left the line. Janice Little in her 1979 Malibu. Paul Thompson from Downsview, Ontario, driving his 1984 Olds Cutlass, will take the automatic win. 106.58, 12.82. M&A Automotive in the Tower Lane, 1981 Malibu Power. 66 Acadian station wagon. He'll take the win as well. For anybody who's watched racing for a long time, they'll know that this was a pretty popular entry in the Molson Export Lane back in days gone by when drag racing was about 120 miles an hour in the quarter, and you were the best in town if you could do that. These guys now are turning out crazy speeds, and watch them go now. Ray Racing, Harry Garris from the Woodstock with his 1951 Prefect. Racing against a 73 Monte Carlo, Steve Kuta. The Prefect goes through the tail end at 51.58.